We are continuing with the Quai Network's Incentivized Testnet series of tutorials. We first started with the rewards outline, then we set up a node and a stratum proxy in the last video, and in this video we are finally going to go ahead and set up our miner. We are going to do it on HiveOS, and we are going to do it with a script and without a script, so there are two parts to this video. If you'd like to first know how to set up a node and a stratum proxy, I'll leave the link to that video in the description. And if you'd like to know more about the rewards, I'll also leave the link to that video in the description. There are three things that you need to make sure before starting the miner setup. First, that your node is not only running, that it also is syncing. So you go ahead and check your syncing, just like I showed in the previous video, and make sure it is synced. Then a second thing is you make sure that your stratum proxy is also running and synced and pointed to the right shard. And also your network file is set up to the right mining addresses that you would like to use. And third thing, I'm not going to show in this video, but you need to have already your rig set up in HiveOS. There are multiple tutorials available both on YouTube and in text formats, so I'm going to leave a link to one of the tutorials in the description because they clearly can explain it better than I can. So we are going to just go, without further ado, straight to the setup for the miner. Here we are in the HiveOS panel. After you linked your GPU miners to your HiveOS account, you will see your rig listed here. There can be different number of GPUs. In this particular example, we have 8 GPUs running. And by opening a remote shell, that's what we go ahead and click, we get a terminal that allows us to run commands on the rig right from the interface. So that's very convenient, and that's what we are going to use for all the actions from here on. And first things first, we ensure that our HiveOS or Hive operating system is up to date by running the command sudo self-upgrade. And this upgrades our HiveOS to the latest operating version to make sure it's compatible. With the system up to date, you can go ahead and check out the script that should be in a Quai docs around the time I publish this video as well. So the script will streamline all the processes, so like installing the dependencies, then cloning the repository, building up your node and running it, and this whole thing will only take around 10 minutes of your time. So if you have the GPUs, it's a missed opportunity if you don't set it up. We go ahead and execute the script with a curl command and give it time to do its magic. After the script has done its magic, we navigate to the build directory it just created for us, and we can start the miner from there. So we go and navigate with the cd command to the home user GPU Quai-GPU-miner build, and we use the command that starts with the ethcoreminer. In the command, you have to replace two things. First is your proxy IP address, and then the stratum port. Proxy IP address, this whole phrase should be replaced with what? Your proxy IP address. So you just paste it in there fully, and then instead of the stratum port, so you delete the stratum port and you insert the WebSocket of your proxy, and that by default is set to 3333. Yeah, 343 basically. As the miner initializes, you see that the hash rate starts to spin up and climb for each GPU, and this indicates that your process is active and you are mining the blocks. And that's it, you're mining your blocks, that's very nice, and your mining rewards will be rewarded to the wallet addresses that you specified in the network file when setting up your node. So as I said in the beginning, make sure that thing is configured to the wallet addresses that you wanted. If you want to know how to do that, again, we did that in the previous video. And now, even though we recommend using HiveOS and we recommend you using the script, some people might still want to go ahead and do the manual setup, and that is still available. That is an option. And there is also an option to do this on Ubuntu, but that is a little bit less streamlined. But nevertheless, we're going to go ahead and do it now. So first, we got to switch to the user account instead of the root account in order to have all the appropriate permissions and run our miner. So we use the command sudo su user. Right after that, we can go ahead and upgrade our HiveOS to the latest version to ensure all optimized compatibility, just like we did in the script setup initially. After that, we go ahead and update or install our drivers for AMD and NVIDIA to make sure they are optimized for the GPU performance that we need. The next command is sudo apt-install and is gonna install all the necessary drivers for building and running the miner. After that, you have to reboot the system with a sudo reboot, and this will ensure that all the changes have taken place. And after the reboot and running the commands, you are going to go ahead and go back to the user account with a sudo su user, the same command we used previously. And we start by cloning the Quai-GPU-miner repository with the git clone command. After that, we navigate to the clone repository directory on our computer with the cd command, so cd Quai-GPU-miner. And after that, we make sure that everything is also up to date with the initialization of updating any submodules that are needed for the miner. So the command is git submodule update. We go ahead and create a build directory and navigate straight to it. So make directory command and cd build. And then the last command, we are configuring and building and compiling our miner with a cmake and make commands. Now that everything is set up, it's time to kickstart the miner and see how everything is developed and see the climbing hash rate as we did before. So we go ahead and ethcoreminer command, where we also replace the proxy IP address and the stratum port. So the proxy IP address again is going to be replaced with the proxy IP address that your proxy has, and then the stratum port is the WebSocket of the proxy, so that by default is set to 3333. That's it, you're mining your blocks, congrats. And yeah, this manual setup is for HiveOS. However, it's going to be rather similar to Ubuntu because both systems are Linux-based. However, we recommend using HiveOS because we also have the script for it, so it's much easier and more convenient to do it on HiveOS. One final remark, make sure to save your private keys for the wallet addresses that you used in the node setup. So this will ensure that you can prove that you are the miner that you say you are, so that you can receive your mainnet rewards for your testnet activities. And yeah, that's it. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I'll be glad to answer any of them as to the best of my ability. And if you have any other questions or more concerns, you can go ahead to Quai server as well, open support ticket there. If it was helpful, leave me a like. I appreciate it. And this also bumps up the video in the algorithm. And thank you very much for watching as usual, and see you in the next one.